Hey y'all, welcome back to Outlaws Saloon. I'm Jason.
My name's Ovie.
And here we talk about all things Old West, myths, legends, and more, and we drink beer while we do it.
Always gotta have the beer. So grab your beer, grab your whiskey, and your favorite dog. Hell, grab a cat. Grab a stool and come on up. Because today we're gonna talk about something you might want to hear.
Let's go. Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a 2016 Western starring Chad Michael Murray, Francesca Eastwood, and Luke Wilson. This one's called Angels and Outlaws.
Wilson, that's Owen Wilson's brother.
Yep.
Which came out on, what the one with Frank the Tank?
Old School.
Old School. And that girl had superpowers.
My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Two good movies, but they're not Western, so don't worry about them. Let's worry about this one.
And Francesca Eastwood, who is the daughter of
the one and only.
The legend with no name, Clint Eastwood. So basically it kind of picks up where Chad Michael Murray and his crew, there's some outlaws, they just robbed a bank in a very brutal opening scene, which right away kind of pulled me in. I was like, okay. So it was going great, and so they're kind of on the run, and they're trying to get across the border to Mexico. They're currently in New Mexico. I can't remember the name of the town, the bank they robbed, but they're in New Mexico trying to get to Mexico. Along the way, they come across a frontier family that's kind of living out there. The daddy's a priest or pastor. They have a church next door, but it's been dead for a long time.
Yeah, so the whole town done left. Maybe it was a mining town at one time, whatever it was, but all the people left. He has no congregation, so it's just him and his family, and you know what a family it is.
Yeah, there's Francesca. There's two daughters. Francesca East was one of them. Her older sister, and of course the father and the mother, who. Little cuckoo on the Bible juice there. She's a little hardcore. So you start to kind of learn about this family slowly but surely. And
I guess they adhere to the frontier way.
The frontier way.
Whatever the hell that is. So that right there paints a picture of what the family is like.
And what kind of Western it's going to be.
Yeah. So and like Jay said, from the get-go, it reels you in. You're thinking, whoo, it's going to be a good one. You know, sit down, grab my popcorn, let's check this out.
Character tension. And Chad Michael Murray and his crew, they stumble across their home, and they decide to stay there the night, hang out, and then just head on into Mexico the next day. They got bags of
coins. I mean, they stole that stuff, and they got bags and bags and bags. Each one has like 2-3 bags of coins. So on their way over to this place, they come across apparently the uncle and the aunt of one of the gang members. You know, in a little creek bed. And they kind of get into back and forth. You know, the old man slaps the aunt around, you know. So you think, okay, so this guy's not a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's kind of sticking up for the lady.
Yeah, Chad Michael Murray kind of stepped in and was like, hey, don't be hitting no lady and whatnot, and threatened him. And he kind of did it again, and that kind of got under her skin. She's like, okay.
Yeah, there was no redemption there. This guy was just not right.
This movie was very give and take. Like the good was good.
The good was great.
Dirty, gritty, very like darker.
It looked good. It filmed as far as
great.
Yeah, I mean like the whole, it was a higher budget kind of film where they put money into it.
They did. They put and some care and stuff with the costuming and some of the dialogue was actually pretty good too. I didn't really mind that. Again, this whole movie was give and take, and we're gonna get to that in a second. Luke Wilson is a part of a posse that was hired by the townspeople to go, or the sheriff of that town at the bank that was robbed, to go pursue them and go after them. But he didn't really do much of anything throughout the whole movie, other than some dialogue, hanging out at a campsite with his buddy, and then. Yeah,
I think they threw him in there for namesake. And
I wanted to see more of him because I do like Luke Wilson. I was hoping to see more. This role in particular, I don't know.
He plays good characters. I didn't really get the whole Western
vibe
from him.
Bossy guy. I think it's his voice. And when you know him from all these comedies, I think you see him in this, it's kind of, it takes a little bit to get used to, but what sucks about it is that he was barely in this movie, so you never got the chance to get used to him pulling this off. You're kind of like, okay, and I wanted to see more because I was curious what he would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they didn't give him enough. I would like to see him do more. I think he really could have done something with it.
I mean, he's a good actor. So he can pull it off. I mean, he definitely can.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get over that Night of the Museum cowboys, like Owen Wilson when he's playing the cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
His voice goes high and it gets really low. And,
yeah.
that whole, they had the same, that same little, tone to their voice. And that's kind of hard to get used to when you're watching a Western because you're used to seeing that in other movies.
Right. Right, and so where it gets a little, so we're going great. This house, they hold a family hostage. It just kind of starts to, parts kind of drag on a little bit longer, I think, than maybe they should have. They should have kind of just, all right, cut real quick and go. Some of the scenes that are supposed to be serious with the mom, she's a huge into
Bible
prayer,
thumper, kind of.
and then she'll react to certain things.
She
knows
overreacts.
She overreacts, but it's kind of, and she was a great actress. I did like her on the norm, but there's certain parts or pockets that would pop out, and it's kind of like, I found it kind of funny, and I was like, well, that kind of took me out of that moment. But she did a good job trying to relay what she was doing. But yeah, there were parts where it kind of came across kind of sideways.
Because I mean, it like out of the blue, she kind of just escalated her reaction, which is, I guess, part of the character she was playing, but. At the same time, it literally took you out of the scene.
There would be things out of nowhere, like a scream. It was just out of nowhere, and the scream itself was just kind of weird. It was. So
it became a funny instead of a serious thing.
So Chad Michael Murray's character takes a shine to Francesca Eastwood, and so much so that I think they went to the back room, and he asked for like a rub down or something like that, but. Not in the way that she thought it was, that she normally does with her dad. And when she started going that extra mile, he was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
Yeah, he wanted his back rub. His back was hurting.
I wanted him. He was like wounded and stuff. I just wanted
massage,
a normal massage. And then he's like, "Where'd you learn all this stuff from? If you're out here by yourself?" And then that's when she kind of spills the beans and says all those little family secrets and what their daddy did and stuff, and how the mom knew about all of it. So all that stuff kind of comes out, and then now the whole thing in this house becomes like this hostage thing, but now it's more like, well, you know what? Me and her are she's gonna come with us. We're gonna, get hitched. But in the meantime, what you did was wrong here and this and that. And then it's like,
I guess he deals his own little kind of justice. He makes them, I guess, see the wrong of their ways by doing certain things. And you guys check it out if you want to.
Yeah.
And he kind of takes upon himself to redeem her and what was done to her, by doing stuff to the family. Yeah,
just by putting them through hell and then letting her take her vengeance out where needed.
Yeah.
It kind of goes on this way for a little while, and you're kind of then all of a sudden it'll just cut to like Luke Wilson out there by a campsite on the trail, and then maybe 2 minutes if that.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're back to this, and it's kind of like, okay, let's kind of wrap this up. Another thing that kind of took me out of a lot of it was the cinematography. I get what I think they were trying to do, but it's if you have, let's say, for example, the family is lined up against the wall on the floor, just kind of sitting there and stuff. The camera would kind of go, you see all of them, and there'd be dialogue back and forth, but then the camera would kind of like do this weird shifty movement, zoom in on somebody, and it'd be, why? Like, it's just weird.
I think Shenanigans McGee behind the camera just took way out of proportion. I think he knew what he wanted to do. It just did not come across in that way. It just kind of like, dude, just keep the camera
it where it is, and then do your cut shots. But he was just kind of like
zoom in, and he's like zoom out,
and it was just kind of.
It was.
They were. I don't know.
It was not great filming.
It wasn't. So it was like a lot of great things, and Chad Michael Murray. He was in One Tree Hill, I think, back in early 2000s. It was a show on the CW back then. I think back then it was the WB before it got changed to CW. Or was in that crossover somewhere. And seeing him in a role like this, I thought he did a great job. I really liked watching him in this. I thought he was great. Francesca Eastwood, I thought, was really good too. I've never seen her in anything.
I've never seen her in anything else, but yeah, it's the first one I've seen her in. Apparently, looking into this stuff, she's done other stuff. I just haven't,
Yeah, she's done quite a bit. But and her mom's real famous too.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, she was great. They were great, and some of the acting was really, really good. Some of it just kind of like I don't know if it was necessarily even the story itself or just kind of where this was going. I think it could have been better.
A better director, better filming. I think I'm probably doing a little better.
Yeah, and so basically, all in all, they kind of handle the family how they do. And then they ride off across Mexico. And then right with Francesca, so you got Chad Michael Murray, two of his cronies, and you got Francesca.
Yeah.
And then they go across the border. And then
Well, they try to get across the border. They were right at the river.
Yeah, the river.
You know, so they didn't get into Mexico. So they're right at the Rio Grande. They're getting ready to cross over to the other side, you know. And then I guess she fucking realizes, yeah, I don't want this. I don't want to do
I
this.
kind of wonder if that was her plan all along.
Although they did leave the mom some money.
They left the mom. Yeah, they already took out everybody else. They're like, you know what? We're gonna leave you alive. Here's some money. Keep your mouth shut. This is enough to set you up. They take off, do their thing. It's fine, whatever. Luke Wilson finally comes in, and the mom is sitting there just. I loved her.
You know what? I need to correct myself real quick. I said that he kind of went and he kind of dealt justice to the family, which it wasn't him who did it.
No, it was her.
Francesca Eastwood,
Yeah.
the one that dealt the justice to the family.
Yeah.
He was holding court. She's the one that, you know, put out the sentence.
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of led her in that direction, but I think she kind of did it herself. I think she saw an angle and an excuse for her to do it. I don't know. But
she killed pretty much everybody.
killed pretty much, yeah. She was great.
So anyway, they leave the money with the mom. They take off. Right at the river. She freaking says, yeah, I don't want to do this.
Kills him.
Yeah.
So Luke Wilson pops in, sees the mom on the steps. She has a breakdown. And then she's just totally comatose, so he tries to take the money that was left. And then she ends up shooting him. So that's it. And then...
So that being said, all that y'all just heard, all that being said, what do you give it? Right now, of course, our rating's going to be the good, the bad, the tolerable. You know, in reference to the good, the bad, the ugly. So the good, the bad, the tolerable.
You know, this one makes it tough because I want to say it's bad, but then there are those things I really did like. But then again, overall, it's kind of... I had this movie, and I watched it once. I just bought it off the shelf. I was like, you know, check it out. And I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I think some years have gone by, and I decided to break it out again. And I had Ovie watch it with me, and like, tell me what you think. Do I keep this? What do you think? There's a lot of stuff I couldn't remember. So the first 5 minutes, when I restarted it, I was back. I'm like, damn it, this is pretty good. And I stopped it. I called Ovie and said, hey, get over here and watch this. It's pretty good. Let's check it out. And then going great. And then that's when it started petering. And I'm like, oh, yeah, now I remember why I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like, after we saw it, I was like, I don't even.
Yeah, so we would have had that film right here, kind of standing here showing you what it looked like. But it was so good that he had to get rid of it that same day.
Good. I couldn't even. Yeah, I didn't.
So my rating, I'm saying it was tolerable. I mean, you want to watch it. It's tolerable.
It's definitely worth a view.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. I don't know if your time will be wasted because there are some elements that are good. And the acting was great. The scenery was good. And they did put some care in this. This wasn't, you know...
A straight up B.
Spirit Halloween costumes walking around, you know,
with pumpkin head on his...
Pumpkin head. We're going to get to that one.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one later. But I think tolerable. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. Check it out. Definitely don't take the day off to do it. But if you come across it, check it out.
If you come across it, check it out. It's very hard to find. I don't know if you see it. But tell us what you all think. And leave a comment, like, share, subscribe.
Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. We don't care.
We don't care. We're talking about other things too, more than just movies. That's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
We're about to wrap it up. So we have another Western to check out. They wash the taste of our mouth.
Yeah, so check it out on Facebook. Yes, Outlaw Saloon page on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Put a lot of cool stuff on there, a lot of Old West stuff. Like it, check it out, read it, leave a comment. A lot of people have left comments about people they've known.
Yeah.
Who's family members of the actual people that we posted.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Check that out, guys. Leave a comment here, share, like, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. Just let me know what you think. And I guess that'll do it for us here.
All right. And
see you in the next one. And Outlaw up.
All right.
I'll just bring snow cone. I'll do the rest.
I'll just bring some regular ice.
Just sprinkle on myself.
I got it. No. Everything has a little hole in the middle.
I'm going to do my name. It's something soft.
The hot sauce on this.
It's one
It's all water.
It's just all over the fucking floor. Kids, Daddy spilled the snow cone again. Get the mop.
Get the mop.
Get the mop.
Get that dog away from there.
That dog away from there is disgusting.
Well, that's disgusting.
That's where he crossed the line.
That's where you cross the line.
Dirty animals.
You filthy animal.
Looking up my piss cone. My piss cone.
My piss cone.
Get your tongue out of my piss cone.
That's mine. All right, you ready?
Yeah, all right, hold on.